Well, hello there. I'm back. And today we are going to do a little bit of ASMR. Okay? We're going to try it. Why not? So I thought, what do I want to talk about? Couldn't really think of anything. So I was like, what do I want to read? I came across some books in our basement and I was like, perfect. This is the best way to start because it makes it easier. Anyway, let's get into this stack of books here. And you may ask, Lindsay, what are you reading? And the answer, nothing. So I found a stack of Goosebumps books because Goosebumps seems to be at my reading level at the moment. I just can't get into reading. So we're going to take a look at these Goosebumps books because Goosebumps were my favorite books growing up and they hold a special place in my heart. Goosebump books are probably why I hate horror movies, refuse to watch them, can't even open my eyes during horror movies, really. And if you somehow get me to watch a horror movie, I'm going to put my hands over my ears the entire time because the music is what takes me out. Can't listen to it, can't do it. So, Goosebumps, you ruined me, but I love it. Anyway, I have a book in my hand here. It is Welcome to Dead House. I believe this is the first book in the Goosebumps series. I could be wrong. I remember this one. I remember this one being pretty awesome. All right. It says, look alive. Amanda and Josh think the old house they have just moved into is weird, spooky, possibly haunted. And the town of Dark Falls is pretty strange too. But their parents don't believe them. You'll get used to it, they say. Go out and make some new friends. So Amanda and Josh do. But these friends are not exactly what their parents had in mind. Because they want to be friends. Forever. Reader beware, you're in for a scare. I remember this one. It was a good one. So, the next one we have is Night of the Living Dummy. And this is a slappy story. I don't know if anybody has seen the Goosebumps movie, the one with Jack Black, but that movie is hilarious. I loved it. Actually, the first time I watched it, I was kind of like, I don't know, are we trying too hard? But after watching it a few times, it's pretty good. I mean, the humor in it really, really relates to the books. And it's one of those movies you gotta watch it twice, okay? Kind of like some of the Disney movies, like Onward, watched it the first time, didn't like it. I was like, they're trying too hard. Watched it again, and now I cry every time I watch that movie. Especially the ending. It's great. You should watch Onward. It's a good movie. Anyway, on the back, he's no dummy. Lindy names the ventriloquist dummy she finds Slappy. Slappy is kind of ugly. But he's a lot of fun. I feel personally attacked. I feel like Slappy and I have a lot in common. Lindy's having a great time learning to make Slappy move and talk, but Chris is jealous of all the attention her sister is getting. It's not fair. Why does Lindy always have all the fun? Chris decides to get a dummy of her own. She'll show Lindy. Then weird things begin to happen. Nasty things. Evil things. No way a dummy can be causing all the trouble. Or is there? Man, I'm still feeling personally attacked by that. Slappy is kind of ugly, but he's a lot of fun. Slappy was a lot of fun. Slappy actually got a few sequels to his book. Amazing. Good work, Slappy. Here's another one that I remember. One Day at Horrorland. This one, they go to like a amusement park, right? An abandoned one or something. This one says, the next ride might be their last. The Morris family got lost trying to find Zoo Gardens theme park, but that's okay. They found another amusement park instead. It's called Horrorland. In Horrorland, there are no crowds, no lines, and the admission is free. It seems like a pretty cool place. But that was before the heart-stopping ride on the deadly Doom slide. and that terrifying experience in the House of Mirrors because there's something weird about the rides in Horrorland. Something a little creepy, a little too real. Dot, dot, dot. Yep. All right. Could be why I'm obsessed with Disney World. Anyway, that explains a lot. Ooh, I remember this one. This was a good one. The Beast from the East. This one has a stick with an angry half bear koala, and his hands are up. Man, the covers of these were classics, weren't they? Just really cool. Anyway, every beast for himself. Ginger World and her identical twin brothers. Oh, Ginger Wald. Wow. Reading is hard. See, this is why I have to stick to Goosebumps. Ginger Wald and her identical twin brothers, Nat and Pat. These names are great. Are lost in the woods. No problem. After all, Ginger did go to that silly nature camp. Still, there's something odd about this part of the woods. The grass is yellow. The bushes are purple. And the trees are like skyscrapers. Then Ginger and her brothers meet the beasts. They're big, blue, furry creatures. And they want to play a game. The winners get to live. The losers get eaten. Well, that's interesting. I don't remember it going like that, but I know I read that one. Here's another one I remember. Why I'm Afraid of Bees. This cover is the classic bee with the boy's head on it. Totally real, totally believable. Right brain, wrong body. Gary Lutz needs a vacation from himself. Bullies are constantly beating him up. His only friend is his computer. Even his little sister doesn't like him. But now Gary's dream is about to come true. He's going to exchange bodies with another kid for a whole week. Gary can't wait to get a new body until something horrible happens, and Gary finds out his new body isn't exactly human. Spoiler alert, he becomes a bee. But don't worry, it'll all work out. I'm sure. Next one on my list. Monster Blood. I believe Monster Blood was one of the first few books. One of the classics, right? Blood everywhere. While staying at his weird great-aunt Catherine... I think I missed a word in there. While staying with his weird great-aunt Catherine, Evan visits a funky old toy store and buys a dusty can of Monster Blood. It's fun to play with at first, and Evan's dog Trigger likes it so much he eats some! Exclamation point. But then Evan notices something weird about the green slimy stuff. It seems to be growing, and growing, and growing. And all that growing has given the Monster Blood a monstrous appetite. If I read that, I don't think I'd pick that book up to keep it. I don't know. All right, here's another one of the first few Goosebump books. The Haunted Mask. And I remember this one. I also remember the show. Remember the show they did? The Goosebump show back in like the 90s. That'll change your life too. Face to face with a nightmare. How ugly is Carly Beth's Halloween mask? It's so ugly that it almost scared her little brother to death. So terrifying that even her friends are totally freaked out by it. It's the best Halloween mask ever. It's everything Carly Beth hoped it would be and more. Maybe too much more, because Halloween is almost over and Carly Beth is still wearing that special mask. Wow. All right, we've got 3 more in this pile. A Night in Terror Tower. Now, I don't remember this one. This one has a hunchback-like man with an axe on the cover. Seems to be in some sort of castle. He's got boots on, without the fur. Okay. All locked up and no place to go. Sue and her brother Eddie are visiting London, where they run into a little problem. They can't find their tour group. Still, there's no reason to panic, because there's no way their tour guide would just leave them, all alone, in a gloomy old prison tower. There's no way they'd get locked inside, after dark, with those eerie sounds, and a strange dark figure who wants them, ... dead. Ooh, that got dark really fast. Might have to read that one. Oh, here's one I remember. Say Cheese and Die. This one has a lovely barbecue photo on the front with 4 people who happen to be skeletons. Amazing. One picture is worth 1,000 screams. Classic. Every picture tells a story. Greg thinks there is something wrong with the old camera he and his friends found. The photographs keep turning out wrong. Very wrong. Like the snapshot Greg took of his father's new car that shows it totaled. And then Greg's father is in a nasty wreck. But Greg's friends don't believe him. Sherry even makes Greg bring the camera to her birthday party to take the picture. Only Sherry's not in the photograph when it develops. Is Sherry about to be taken out of the picture permanently? Who is going to take the next fall for the evil camera? Well, amazing. I remember that one. The back doesn't really hype it as much as, it pays off in the end. Let's just say that. All right, last one. This one, Legend of the Lost Legend, Finders Keepers, has a picture of a Viking woman, blonde hair, orange dress, tie-up boots, and a treasure chest. She's standing in snow and some trees behind her. Lots of fog. Okay. Talk about a horror story. Nobody loves a good story like Justin's dad. He's a famous writer and story collector. That's how Justin and his sister Marissa ended up in Brovania. Their dad is searching for an ancient manuscript called The Last Legend, or The Lost Legend if I knew how to read. The Lost Legend. Justin and Marissa want to help, but instead of finding the lost legend, they get lost. And the woods of Brovania are filled with the strangest creatures, like hundreds of squealing mice, silver-colored dogs, and terrifying Vikings from long ago. Okay, that could be good. That could be good. Anyway, that's all I have in my stack, but some of my other favorite ones. The one with the Abominable Snowman, good one. The one with the gnomes, that one was a banger. Of course, Piano Lessons Can Be Murder. I remember reading that one. There's also the one with the mummy. I don't remember the title, but that one was pretty much amazing. Let's see. Ooh, I remember the one with the dog on the cover. I cannot remember the name of it, but yeah. So I've pulled up a list of Goosebump books. Dead House was number 1. I remember that one. Stay Out of the Basement. That was a classic. That one has the hand opening the door. I remember that one. We have Monster Blood, Say Cheese and Die. The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. I remember that one. Very good. Let's Get Invisible, where the boy turns invisible, of course. Night of Living Dummy. The Girl Who Cried Monster. I remember that one. That one says she's telling the truth, but no one believes her. Lucy likes to tell monster stories. She's told so many stories that her friends and family are sick of it. Then one day, Lucy discovers a real live monster, the librarian in charge of the summer reading program. Too bad Lucy's told so many monster tales. Too bad no one believes a word she says. Too bad the monster knows who she is and is coming after her next. That one was good. Another one I loved, Welcome to Camp Nightmare. I think this was one of my favorites. Those scary stories about camp are all coming true. The food isn't great, the counselors are a little strange, and the camp director, Uncle Al, seems sort of demented. Okay, so Billy can handle all that, but then his fellow campers start to disappear. What's going on? Why won't his parents answer his letters? What's lurking out there after dark? Camp Night Moon is turning into Camp Nightmare for real. And Billy might be next. I remember the episode of that one as well. Very good. The Ghost Next Door. Great one. The Haunted Mask. Be careful what you wish for. This is the one with the a crystal ball. That's what it's called. My brain was broken for a second. Piano Lessons Can Be Murder. The Werewolf of Fever Swamp. 10 out of 10. You Can't Scare Me, that one. Horrorland. Why I'm Afraid of Bees. Monster Blood 2. That was the one with the giant rat or hamster where it gets really big and explodes in the cage. Classic. Deep Trouble, that's the underwater one. Probably why I didn't like to swim ever. I loved swimming, but I'd always think there was sharks in there. So I was like, no. But then I'd eventually do it. You know what I mean. The Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. Classic. Go Eat Worms, not my favorite. Ghost Beach, not my favorite. Return of the Mummy, good one. Phantom of the Auditorium, also good. Attack of the Mutant. My Harriest Adventure. The Cuckoo Clock of Doom. Monster Blood 3. It Came from Beneath the Sink. And Night of the Living Dummy 2. Oh, here we go. The Barking Ghost. For some reason, I really liked this one. It's a doggone nightmare. Scared of his own shadow. That's what everyone says about Cooper Holmes. But when the Holmes move into a new house deep in the woods, scary things really do start happening. Problem is, no one believes a scaredy cat like Cooper. But then no one else heard the bone-chilling barking late at night or ran into two evil lurking dogs who disappeared into thin air. Anyway, we won't go through all of these, but we will find Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes. Book number 34. Amazing. Let's see. Are there any others that I absolutely loved? There we go. The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena. Good one. How I Got My Shrunken Head. Also a good one. My God, they're all good. Let's see. Scrolling through, seeing if there's any others that really jump out to me. Beware the Snowman. How I Learned to Fly. I remember that one. Anyway, Goosebumps. Amazing. 10 out of 10. Forever changed a lot of people's childhoods. So, all right. That's it for today. I hope you guys somewhat enjoyed this. Bye, guys.